Hi everyone. We're going to give the shoulders a really good massage today. Before we start, let's just check in on our mind. Close your eyes. Just become still and quiet. Focus on the feeling of your resting breath. Listen to the sounds around you. Place yourself in the space. Don't worry about sounds, distractions around you. Just focus on your inner calm, being centered and composed and aware. Try to have the breath a little bit slower, softer and lighter. A more gentle feeling with the breath. And by making that adjustment, we become more calm, settled, and composed. More mindful, and that will be important when we start stretching the body. Okay, through your mouth, have a big breath in and a deep sigh. Open your eyes. So remember with the stretching, don't push, be gentle and light, soft, and breathe well, and always take breaks if you need it. First of all, we just want to ease the muscles in with the shoulders. They're usually very tight with most people, including myself. So, have the arms out. We're just opening the chest a little bit. Open your fingers. Extend the fingertips away from the wrists, from the elbows, from the shoulders, and from the other side fingertips, tips from tips. The spine is central and straight. Have a deep breath. Breathe in, and then breathing out, release. Okay, that's the first use of these muscles in a yogic way. So let's just check how they handled that. Close your eyes, settle, focus on your breathing. Okay. Now, rolling the shoulders. I used to call this swimming without arms. Just focus on the tips of the shoulders leading the movement, a round rotation forwards. And then backwards. So you're starting to get a bit of swaying in your body. Feeling these muscles. Just checking where your tensions are, where they start, where they extend outwards, the combinations of tensions. Okay, relax again. Have a deep breath, close your eyes. soften your fingers, just let them hang. Relax your shoulders. We're starting to invigorate the area, stimulate it. You might notice heat, sensation, blood flow. Okay, bring the hands, fingers onto the shoulders, elbows in, up and out. Breathe in, coming up. Breathe out, going down. Drawing large circles with your elbow tips. Very relaxed, and don't push those boundaries. We don't need to push any of these practices. The loosening will come by not pushing, but by relaxing and releasing tension. This is how we become more flexible. So trying to stretch your muscles, that's the wrong understanding of yoga practice. It's not how the body works. This is a much deeper massage. You can breathe through the nose or the mouth, whatever suits, as long as you are comfortable. Now change direction. Breathe in up and breathe out down. See if you can touch the elbows in the middle. If you're fatiguing, take a break. Three more. Last one. And then bring the fingers out and down. Just turn your fingers down, relax your hands, relax your shoulders, close your eyes. Have a good breath. See how you can use the breath to relax deeply, more and more deeply, to get deeper in and release more tension. Keep exploring this. Okay, so we're going to move into some different stretches with the shoulders and arms, and we're going to do all of these poses in this cross-legged position. So even though we'll be working the shoulders, this will be a really good workout for the hips. And there's a really good compression here in the digestion, so that's helpful. But you may be feeling already sore in your knees or hips or lower back. So if you need to change the position or just take breaks, one thing you can do is just bring the legs out and just loosen them and change. So we're going to be changing them every time, changing right, changing left, changing right, changing left. This is a really good thing to do when you're practicing the seated poses. So you've just got to manage this as best you can. Now this is another pose you could do for all of these shoulder stretches. See, I'm sitting with the feet flat. Now some people find this really painful in the ankles or knees, but it's really good for the back. And it's great to do arm stuff. Anyway, but that also might be too difficult for you. So just do what you can. Now what you could do is stand for all of these. Or if you want to take a break from the seated pose, stand up and keep going. Okay, so if you haven't changed your legs over, please change them now in terms of right in front, maybe now left, for example. And something I'm going to be doing, I want to work on, is half loaders. So I'm going to bring my front foot up onto the thigh, and I want to try to bring that right foot out a bit, even completely out in front, so the left knee comes down, but that's getting stronger. So just do what you can. Now some people can bring the front foot up and that will be full lotus. If you can do that, wonderful, that's the best. So just do whatever you can. Otherwise just sit cross-legged, whatever suits. Okay, so now we're going to bring the right arm up and back, left arm under, and we're trying to get the hands together. Keep the elbow up. I'll turn now so you can see how to get the hands if you can. Right arm up and back, left arm coming up, trying to get finger on finger. Some people can hook the fingers in. But see, my left palm is facing outwards, my right palm is facing inwards onto the back. Some people can intertwine their fingers. Always come out gently and slowly with this one. Okay, so this very quickly gets into the tight muscles. Try to keep the elbow up and the head up. If you haven't already, have a good breath. Now because it's early in the session, we're not going to go too long straight away. So breathe in, and then breathing out, slowly release the right, slowly release the left. Just leave the arms resting. Close your eyes, have a deep breath. Study the feelings, the sensations in your arms. So we don't need to rush. Okay, bring the left arm up gently and lightly, the right arm back. If you can, the hands touch. If they don't touch, doesn't matter. Just get to where you can. And maybe try backing off. So I'm definitely not trying hard in this pose. You can see my elbows dropping. I could raise it and try to open up more. No way, not at the start especially. Just want to get a sense of how the tensions are going. I don't want to strain or injure myself or put too much pressure on these joints. Just relax. Focus on breathing. You can close your eyes. There's no need to try to stretch or open up this pose. All you need to do is continue and try to relax and release. And the pose will open up itself naturally. Start to create space within your tensions, your tight areas. Create space within your breathing. Create space within your mind. Breathe in, slowly left, and then right. Just leave the arms hanging, comfortable, close your eyes. Feel the effects. Give the muscles a chance to open up and recover and restore energy and relax. So this is how the poses will change if you give them this space, this time. So, I talked about this in the last session, how you can do poses repeatedly and how this is a really great way to open up the body. So that's what we'll do. So, change the legs, release, out straight, and then swap. However, whatever part you're working on with this lotus position, cross-legged position, whatever suits you. Okay. Ideally the spine is vertical. That's important because this arm work is affecting the torso and very much your lower, mid and upper back. Your arms are always linked to your back, your whole torso, and your neck of course. Alright, right arm up, back, left, under. So we're going to go a bit longer this time. But already I can see there's much more space in my body now in this pose. It's easier. Relax, close your eyes. If you can, focus on slow, smooth, gentle and light breathing. Perhaps through the nose would be fantastic, as long as you are comfortable. Keep the head up. Even though you may have the hands and the fingers touching or being hooked onto each other, really try to soften those areas. Really try to relax all the muscle groups, especially around the shoulder, but definitely in the elbow and through the fingers. Keep creating space for blood to flow. If you're squeezing too tight, the blood doesn't get through. We don't want that. Open your eyes. Around about this time in a pose, what I like to do is just move a little bit. You know, I can lean even. Just check out my back as well. Sideways leaning. But also just moving the parts of the pose. Because it's so easy to get stuck in a pose. We get so tight. So I release my hands and then rejoin. Just seeing what space I can open up. 20 seconds. Breathe in and breathing out slowly and gently release one arm at a time. Very good. Palms opening outwards, upwards. Have a good rest. More advanced yoga is to study your mind, your thinking habits and patterns. For example, in your rest periods during this session, you will start thinking things. Particularly as we work on the arms, we want to explore the psychosomatic links between the mind and body, thought, and then the relaying of tension into the muscles. I'll explain that more. Let's bring the left arm up, right arm under. Just get to where you can. Don't get stuck in the pose. Don't take it anywhere near 100%. Back off, create space. Give the muscles a chance to breathe, to spread out. Don't strain. Yes, so the thinking patterns. So if you do lots of thinking like, gotta do this, I've gotta do that, I want to do this, I've got this project, I've got to organize this, I've got to make this, blah, 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 blah. That obsessive type of thinking will become tight very quickly. It's a tight way of thinking, my mind. I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I want to do this. I don't want to be stopped by anything. I've got all these plans that I want to do. There's all this stuff that I want to do. Now that mentality, that tight mentality, obsessive, will guarantee that the body tightens through the shoulders and arms. Conversely, as we learn to relax and release these areas, your mind will start to air through some of those habits. And this is how you can clear your psychosomatics. You can use the body to open up the mind. You can use the mind to open up the body. Beginners may not believe that that's true. And anyone who has not meditated every day for at least 10 years, they won't be able to see this stuff. You would swear it's not there. All I can suggest is do the work. Really practice this over many years, meditating on your body and mind and how it changes and how it is interconnected. And you will start to see things that you didn't think were there. And that's the story of our lives. All the things that we don't notice, this is where the answers are to all our problems. This is why we meditate. Half a minute. If you need to come out early, you should be coming out early. Listen to your body. Give it time to change. Now, before we release, just check. Are you relaxed? Are you very aware of all the parts of this pose? Try to be soft and light. Breathe in, and then breathing out gently, slowly, the left arm. Slowly, the right arm. Feel those tight muscles. Open out the hands, fingers. Close your eyes. Have a really good sigh and then meditate. Have a good sigh. We're going to really improve the blood flow to the fingers and back. Okay, good. Let's do another one. Change the legs over and first have them straight. You can lift the knees up and down, you can roll the ankles, loosen the toes forwards and back. You can loosen your lower back, shoulders. Just breaking up the tension. Okay. And then changing again. Sit up straight, be aware of your posture. Alright. So, fold your arms where you touch the elbow tips if you can with the fingers. And my right arm is closest to my chin. And then slowly raising the elbows, still with the fingers soft on the elbow tips if possible. Keep the head up, don't let your head drop. It's a great pose. Now you can open this up as you like. You can think about elbows away from each other and elbows away from each shoulder. You could also think of elbows away from the hips. If you like, close your eyes, focus on effective but helpful breathing. Okay, breathe in and then slowly come down. Relax the arms. And then the the other side. This is the initial round of the pose. So the left arm, wrist, is closest to the chin. Fingertips on elbows if you can, coming up. Now you might only get to here, that's fine, doesn't matter. Just go where it suits your body. Don't go to your capacity. Come back from that. Don't be working too hard, and we shouldn't be overheating. Keep being restful in your poses. All I'm trying to do is relax completely into this pose. If you like, close your eyes and focus on excellent breathing. Explore the range of the pose. Think about what I said on the other side when we did the other side. Elbows away from shoulders, elbows away from each other, elbows away from hips, the chest up, and the spine as straight as possible. Keep the head up. Really notice the specific areas that you are tight. When I mentioned psychosomatics before, there's a reason for that. A lot of people say, oh, my body's tight, but they stop there. The yogi asked the question, why am I tight there? What am I doing that I don't realize or notice that is contributing to my tensions, especially through neglect? What is it I'm neglecting or not noticing or not being mindful of? In so many areas of life. Breathe in, coming down, always slow, and release. Relax. If you like, turn the palms out, open out your fingers. Checking your levels of fatigue. If you're getting too hot or if your heart rate is fast, this means you're working too hard. You've lost the yoga. So we're settling back into the yogic state of mind, composed, relaxed, aware. Have a deep sigh. Okay. Let's do it again. Right arm is the upper arm, closest to the chin, coming up. Investigate the pose. Is your body ready for what you are doing? Are you going too far? Are you comfortable and light and restful in this pose? If you are struggling anywhere, particularly maybe in the back or the hips or knees, the struggle, this is a really important part of Raja Yoga. We're always under pressure in life. And what we do is we struggle with it. Often we resist or we try to push through it. And that's called fight or flight. In yoga, the meditator is not doing fight and not doing flight. So we don't panic and run away quickly. Also, we don't push too hard and try to dominate the problem, the labeled problem. We just stay in a relaxed way. We back off slightly. See if we can create space in this pressured situation. Remaining, not panicking, being aware of breath. Being aware of our reactions, the anxious links, the panic. That's the anxiety, that's the anxious reaction, panic. So no, I'm not going to be like that. I'm just going to stay composed and get a feel for things. See what opens up. Breathe in, slowly come down. Very good. Relax, rest. Have a deep sigh. One more time, and then we'll take rest. Folding the arms with the left wrist above, inside, close to the chin. Holding the elbow tips if you can, slowly coming up. Being aware as we approach the tensions, not going too far. Being restful, relaxed and light. This is a really good consolidation point right now, particularly in the legs and the back. You can lean if you feel that you need to just release some of the tensions. Now something else you can do is turn. The twist is so good for the back. Keep yourself very front on. Keep that angle, your vertical spine, and then turn. Come back. Reset. Turn the other way. Come back. reset the pose. By now the body, if it's not fatiguing too much, may well be opening up quite a lot. It's a great opportunity to relax into the body that is more free. This is how we consolidate change. Now my arms are shaking a bit. Well, that's probably to do with fatigue. So that's okay, I can still continue. There's no pain for me. If I was really in pain, and if you are, significantly back off or stop completely. You can always come back in. Conversely, now could be a great time to open out. Elbows away from each other. Elbows away from hips. If you like, look up, raise the head and chin. Bring the chin back down. Just try loosening slightly. See that crack? That was a sign that I was getting a bit stuck, a bit tight. 20 seconds. Relaxing into pressure. Remaining calm and composed and open-minded. Breathe in. Slowly come down. Very good. Release the arms. Have a sigh. Okay, let's take a full rest. Release your legs out straight, gently, and then lie down. Lie down flat. If you can, turn the palms up, but just relax now. Rest your arms completely, your shoulders, your legs, your mind. If you want to, have one more sigh. And then leave the breath alone. Leave the body here to rest and organize itself. It is adjusting, negotiating change. Your brain is monitoring things. Your mind is relaxed. Where is your mind right now? The experienced meditator is aware of their thinking and discovering amazing things, habits and obsessions that we don't even realize we have. Have a sigh. Okay, slowly move to a sitting position, changing the legs again. See, I'm getting more flexible through this session, so I could bring this right foot out in front now so that my left knee gets down to the floor. It's a little bit strained, so I've got to think to myself, can I manage this for a few minutes? I'm not sure. Seems okay. So that's the sort of thing that you've got to check out for yourself and make decisions, informed decisions. Alright, now we've got a great pose, one of my favorites, the eagle. We're doing the seated eagle. You can do a standing version where you balance as well. Okay, so the right arm up, and then the left arm comes under. I'll show you from the side. Right arm up and bent. So the left arm comes underneath the tricep, and you've got to raise the elbows as high as you can. That's the most important part of this pose. I'll come back to front on. There's more. Now, try to get the hands back to back with the wrists, and if you can, the hands, the fingers, I'll come back and show you, hands back to back, and then the left fingers hold the right thumb. Another way to say this is hands in a clap. Okay. Sorry. Now, elbows up. Keep the wrists away from the face. Think of your spine as being quite straight. Relax into the pose. The hands are facing sideways. You can see that I'm not turning inwards, I'm turning out to the side with both hands. But the elbows up is the key. Wherever you're at here, you can feel the constraint. Don't push. Back off slightly. Relax into it. Breathe. Breathe in, and then breathing out, just slowly unfurl and relax and release. Have a good sigh. Okay, I'm going to turn side on this time, the whole time, so you get a different perspective. Left arm up, right arm underneath the tricep. coming upwards, try to get the backs of the hands or the backs of the wrists flat together. If you can get the hands in a clap, great. Focus on the palms facing outwards to the sides and the elbows up and the wrists away from the face. Chest up, good posture, good breathing. Breathe in, and then slowly release. Leave the arms restful, open hands. Have a sigh. This is the time right now when the tensions are leaving your body, your arms in particular. And that's why the thinking is related, because you are unlocking your psychological tensions linked to the tensions of your body. You may not think this is happening if you're not experienced in watching your own mind. Have a sigh. Okay. So, let's do one more round. This will be the last stretch, and we'll hold these for a little bit. Such a great pose. Its design is brilliant. Right arm up, left arm under. Get right under and elbows up, that's important. Then bring the backs of the wrists and hands together. That's good enough if that's all you can do. We don't want to have your wrists like this. Just try to keep them straight and flat. If you can, you hook around into a clap. Keep the wrists up, elbows up, wrists away from the face, hands facing the sides. Your wrists are nice and flat and straight, and then relax. Close your eyes, focus on breathing. If you're getting really hot and exhausted, then you've just gone too far. You can always just lower a little bit or try to make it easier. Try to loosen your fingers and wrists, elbows, shoulders, back. Just don't get stuck in the pose. Then reset in a relaxed way. We want to continue a little bit more. Learning to relax into sustained psychological pressure, which is merely a result of physical pressure. The sigh is so effective. 20 seconds. Breathe in, very gently release, palms open. Close your eyes, relax. Feel the release in your arms. There's a very good chance that you feel sore tomorrow in the shoulders and arms. Now, a lot of people worry about this and panic, like we do with every problem. But we're not going to act like that anymore. That's what the meditator says. So tomorrow, if I am a bit sore in a few muscles, 1, I will learn exactly where I am the most tight in my shoulders and arms. So that will be helpful information. It's good for me to be mindful of that. 2, I understand the process of change. So I know that if I did these poses every day for 5 days, then my body would open up significantly and maybe some of those pains would change. C, we just continue to open and learn and grow. D, we also find out if we have been pushing too hard. That is the main cause of injury and pain the next day. That's up to you. You are responsible for that. I've said many times, back off and take break if you need it. Okay. Left arm up, last one. Right arm under, elbows up. Backs of the wrists and hands together. And then if you can, hands into a clap. Keep the elbows up and the wrists away from the face. Relax into the pose. Check that you are comfortable and not getting stuck in the pose. Focus on good breathing. A very steady, smooth, slow, gentle and light breath. Slow. Just check if you're not getting stuck in the pose. It's a good time to just loosen it up, break it up a little bit. Your back, even your neck. You could turn and the other way. Everything is light and considered. Once you've loosened it a bit, then reset. There's no point trying hard now. Just relax and try to be as restful as possible so that you can continue half a minute more if you can. If you need to come out early, lie down, because that's what we'll be doing next. Breathe in before you move. Move very slowly and gently, releasing. Have a good sigh. Feel your shoulders. And we've really also helped loosen up around the neck. Well done. Now it's time for a final rest. So lie down flat on your back. And as you do, I'm going to guide you through a meditation. Make sure that you're nice and comfortable. If you want to, you could grab a blanket. Once you're settled, have a good sigh. Just to give the pose some shape, extend your heels away, turn the palms outwards, flatten underneath your shoulder blades, and draw your chin in slightly to lengthen the back of the neck. And then relax completely. Do not try to do any specific breathing now in your rest. Okay, so as you lie there resting, your body will be really glad to be resting, particularly the hips and the knees and the shoulders and the elbows and the forearm muscles. So tight in these areas because we are so tight mentally. So I'm going to try and teach something here. You'll just drift off anyway if you're too tired. That's alright. There's a specific dream state called Yoga Nidra, where you remain slightly conscious even though you're dreaming. So if you hear me talking now in the background, if you're drifting into sleep, actually is quite useful. Okay, so yeah, teaching. When teachers suggest things in yoga and meditation, often a lot of people, we have this thing where we say, I don't think that's true. Even though we don't really know. We haven't really studied our own mind much. It's very funny the way we do that. It's a classic Western mind and an egoic response. What is a more mature response is one that says, really? I didn't think that was true. But I haven't really studied my mind that well, so maybe I don't know. And wow, if that is true, what could that open up for me? What could change? Maybe my whole life could change because my attitude might change if I could see things in a different way. So ideally we have students who are like that, or people who are practicing like that. But that's what I try to do. So I always listen to any teacher and really try to take on what they are telling me or advising or recommending, because they may have a lot of experience in this area. And again, this is about our own behaviors and our mind and our personality, and how much we're willing to listen and how much we're willing to let go of what we think is true. It's relevant, this, in relation to the tension of the arms. I've already explained a few times the idea of how when the mind gets tight, the breath instantly tightens, and somewhere around the body, the muscles tighten. And as we do this chronically, all day, every day and night, over years, this is why we have chronic tension in the body, and why we have chronic, habitual, mental patterns of behavior and emotion. It's so brilliant, this, how it works together, and how you can open it up with yoga practice. All I can say to you is, if you get interested in this, then know you just need to practice in a committed way and be prepared to face things that you don't like hearing or seeing about yourself. And it's the same with your body. As you open it up, it will hurt at times and things will be difficult and you will experience pain, and that is labeled suffering by the mind, and the mind doesn't want that, ever. It's desperately trying to avoid any sort of suffering. But then we learn more. Why is my mind like that? Am I just an animal? No. I don't need to be always in fight or flight. I am the meditator, the yogi, who finds space where it doesn't seem there is space, who discovers things that he didn't think was there, he or she. Okay, by now I might be losing you. Just the last meditation. Be aware of your body, which is lying, restful, quiet, and mostly still. We've really massaged deeply some of the tight areas. Your body may be tired. Place yourself in the scene, the space that you are in, the room, the building, the suburb, the country, the planet, in a solar system amongst many others, in the universe. It's all happening right now. Extend your mind's awareness to the furthest points of the universe. Now come back to your gentle, resting breath. Your internal universe, your inner world, your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings. All the stories that we make up every day, who we think we are, who we think we need to be, what we always think we need to do when under pressure. What else is possible? Thank you. Have a nice deep sigh. If you want to stay resting here for a bit longer, the video will go for a couple more minutes. Please consider sharing these videos if you think they will be helpful to others. If you are interested to donate to support me in making these, in the notes there is a link to my website. Thank you. Enjoy your day.